Hey guys, what's up? Mr. Bossfire here. Today I'm going to be going over Super Monday Night Combat with you guys. I know it's been a while, so I decided I'd start off with something a bit different. I'm going to be doing, well, my reviews, I guess you could call them, or whatever you want, is going to be Let's Tries. So I've tried this game, but this isn't live. This is actually just a 10-minute clip from it, because I was testing stuff out, and my first time I did it live, I was learning the controls still and all that, and it wasn't very good, and it was like almost an hour long. So I did another game, but I didn't commentate on it at the time because I wasn't alone, so I'd pick up everybody in the background. So I just decided to commentate on it afterwards. So I have some stuff I'm going to go over about it, the gameplay, classes, and all that, and what I think about it. And I'll tell you guys if you should try it or not. And either way, it's just my opinion. So if you guys still want to try it, if I don't like it, or if you don't want to try it even though I say it's good, that's completely your opinion, and this is my opinion. So yeah, we'll just start off with the classes. So this game is a third-person shooter with classes in it. You can choose from 5 different types. There's defenders, so they support their team. You can buff people, heal them. If you played the medic in Team Fortress 2, you can heal like that. You can also heal turrets like that too and buff them up too. You can also place turrets with certain support classes like defenders. They can put turrets and have good crowd control, so they can hold off areas. So if you like to crowd control, support your team with buffs or heal them or anything like that, that's probably best for you. Enforcers, they're like tanks, so you go in with high health, take a lot of damage, and deal out a lot of damage close quarters, but close quarters only. In this video I am playing a tank, I believe, an enforcer, and there is actually an enforcer called tank, but I'm just using the general game term so people will understand. So yeah, enforcers, they're like pretty much tanks. Then you have strikers. They're basically their burst damage, they're medium health, they have good mobility, they're kind of like a good hybrid, I guess, sort of. They can't buff or debuff, but I mean, if you want good speed, good attack power, good health, all of that, just kind of a generally good at everything, then strikers are good. Then you have sharpshooters. They're basically for people who really like to test out their skill. So they have low health, but they have extremely high damage, but they mostly use distant weapons, so snipers or anything else this game has, since it is kind of like an odd kind of futuristic kind of thing. So anything else they have in there that you can use at a distance will probably be there too, maybe laser rifles of a type or something like that. They say it's for highly skilled players with good aim, so if you like to snipe or you practice a lot and you're really good at the game, it's probably one of the best classes or class types to play. Then you have commandos, so you can compare them to assassins, I guess. They have low health and are very fast, and they're good for debuffing and ambushing enemies. And I'm pretty sure you can do that to groups too, so you can put like in smoke screen, and it will make it so enemies miss more often or something like that. They're good at ambushing, so they can deal out a lot of damage over a short period of time, but they're very vulnerable. So assassins or commandos, they probably want to go after either the support characters if they're up front healing a tank, or maybe the tanks too. I'm not sure how strong they exactly are, but that's probably what you want to do with them. If you've been watching the gameplay, hopefully you were, since you are watching a video, this game is similar to Dota, which you can't see look at first glance, but by watching you can see we have a bunch of robots following us. And if you've played League of Legends or any other Dota style game, or even Dota itself, you usually have minions going down a lane with you. The lane number varies, but in this game it's 1, sort of. I'm pretty sure. This is the only map I've played, so correct me if I'm wrong, but this map has 1 lane, and basically, you see there's a turret too, just like in most other Dota style games. And you basically have to get to the end and destroy the enemy's reactor or whatever the object is. In this game it's a money ball, so don't ask me what that is. I don't know what that is, that's just what it's called. So you need to push your way through your lane, or the only lane, and push back the enemy at the same time, so it's all in 1 lane. It is a third-person shooter, so if you're not used to those, it might be a bit difficult at first, but if you play Gears of War or something, it's like that, but you can move a lot more. So it's pretty, the controls are smooth, and it's not hard to jump into. The only issue I had when I was playing was I didn't know what buttons to use for skills, but that's kind of my own fault because I didn't look. And also, they don't give you any, well, it wasn't entirely. I looked at the controls later on, when I did try to find out what they were, it just said skill 1, skill 2, and skill 3. So I don't know which skill is which on the bar on the screen there. On your right, I have 3 skills. I don't know which one's skill 1, 2, or 3. I'm assuming it's left to right, but it could be different. I didn't take the time to look. I don't usually do that, so that's my bad there. But yeah, you can look up all the controls and all that. It's just they don't give the descriptive title, so skill 1 is like maybe shift, so it doesn't tell which one's which. But that doesn't really matter that much. There's a lot of skills for each pro too. Each pro, or that's what they call, there's classes, and then in each class there's a bunch of pros that go with it. So you have categories, which are called classes, and then you have your pros inside them. So you have a variety of pros in each class, sort of. So they each have their own unique skills. I wouldn't say unique, their names are unique, and what they do is usually the same. So, like, there's certain champions, playing too much League of Legends, certain pros that can charge forward, and they might vary it a bit for a different pro and make it so like, the description's different or something, or it's named different, but they do the same general purpose. You can choose to level those up any order you want, so depending if you want to play defensively or not, or whatever you're doing for your pro, you can choose. Yeah, there are skill points, and there are other skills besides just the skills. You have your 3 skills, and then you also have 2 other stats, sort of, that you can put skill points into. For this character I'm playing, he has, you can increase his attack damage for all weapons, and you can increase his health. So since he is an enforcer, the tanky, one of the tanky classes, I decided to put mostly damage in him at first because I wanted to be more offensive, but later on I pumped in more HP so I could take more hits. And you can see here, I'm taking a lot of hits, although I am getting hit by a medic class. I could still take a lot of hits from them, and I took them both out, or at least got them low in health. Every class is different, so I think probably certain ones, like maybe a commando, might have an option for increased speed, or maybe longer debuffs on the enemy, something like that. So every pro will have 2 options like that, along with the 3 skills. There's somewhat of an interaction in the environment, as you can see right there. I kept hitting this button and I didn't know what it did. I thought it built a turret and that gauge was filling up how long it took, and it cost money, because you get money. At the bottom right, there's some money you can use. And I didn't know what it was for, so I figured, okay, you can build turrets maybe in certain spots to help you get an offensive push in. That actually, I'll hit it again. If you saw earlier, on the ground there's a giant circle, and if you hit the enemy's side, like you only can hit at the enemy's side, it puts a nuke, and it basically hits anything that's standing on that circle. It won't instant kill it, but it'll do a lot of damage to it. I never did it, but that's what it did, because it's an explosion, so I figured it would hurt people a lot. The game ends basically when the money ball is destroyed. So basically each game starts with 2 teams, and they're going through a single lane with their robots, and their goal is to get to the enemy team's money ball and destroy it. Games don't usually end any other way. They don't end from like, it's not a deathmatch style or capture the flag or anything that I know of. I'm pretty sure this is the only game mode in the game. So basically you're just working to destroy the enemy's money ball, and it will be heavily guarded by most of the players. Once you push them back enough, it'll be really hard to get in sometimes, unless there's new players playing. Or if you try to sneak past them, there's usually maybe snipers or assassins. Then they're weak, but they deal a lot of damage quickly, and you're almost certain to get damaged while getting there. So it'll probably be weak when you get there, and you'll be facing probably the most highest damage dealing classes when you get there. So it's best just to push as a group with your team. How much time do I got left? I got about a minute and a half, so I'll finish up quick. Outside of the game, you have customizable traits. So if you want to specialize your character in more offensive, to be defensive, or speed, or maybe buffs longer, you can get slight modifiers. So maybe you want to get critical chance more often with your assassin, so you can get little traits that increase it by like 0.5 or something. They're very minor, and it's only to give a slight amount of customization, but it will help in the long run. But you need to level up outside of the game to do that. In the game, your levels are only in-game, and they don't carry outside. Outside of the game, there's separate levels to count your progress. There's also a cash shop outside the game. This game is free to play. It's in beta stage right now, and it's on Steam. You can get skins, pros, and probably other things in the game. But they said that you don't need to buy anything to actually have fun in the game. You can buy pros there just to get them faster instead of using in-game currency. But other than that, the skins are completely optional, and buying pros with real money is optional too, because you get in-game currency to spend. So overall, it's a really solid game. Smooth and responsive controls. You can get into the game very quickly. It didn't take very long, although you only can pick 1 pro per team. So I didn't like that much, but I guess it's up to them really. There's lots of pros, and they're always adding more. I actually think I was in the game when they added a new one last week, and it seems fairly balanced from me playing it, but I'm not sure, so you guys have to try to see what you think. The graphics look really good too. For cartoony style, if that's your thing, they're pretty solid graphics too for a free-to-play game. And most free-to-play games are getting better quality. And it plays similar to the original, so you'll be familiar with it. So yeah, it's free on Steam when it comes out, and I think about springtime. And if you want to get into it now, there's a beta sign up. You can check on Steam or just type in Super Monday Night Combat on Google or whatever you use to search the internet with, and you can probably find it there. So until next time, guys, hope you enjoyed and keep on watching. See you guys later.